work fine for a small lot, but if you're dealing with a 20-acre parcel, if you go out 300 feet from the boundaries to determine what kind of a geological assessment you're doing, you're looking at 54 acres. Some of you may remember we did a project, landslide project, Sunset Drive landslide back in 2000, and which is a pretty good sized feature, but if under these regulations the land across Sunset Drive would be affected, and that's the Evergreen State College, which is a huge parcel. My suggestion is that you use the distance, the distance from what you define as a project area as a sole source criterion for this ordinance. And the only other point I want to make here is that I've offered my assistance to staff in helping them to produce a good product. My current situation, I'm semi-retired, and I can make time available. Thank you.
Thank you. Number 13.
Good morning. My name is Tricia Van Hay. I live in Mason County. I'm a resident there, and I'm very interested in Thurston County's handling of the critical areas, because Mason County is also going to be redoing the comprehensive plan for 2015. And my dealings with the commissioners and the port and the city of Shelton, we don't even know where the critical areas are. And nobody seems very interested in finding out about it. The water we have is more precious than gold or oil. If we don't care to protect it, we in future generations will suffer. And water does not know about boundaries of one county to another. What happens in one county affects the others. And that article in Lincoln about Lock Clean Water Alliance wanting to infiltrate highly treated wastewater into region and groundwater supplies makes me very nervous. The only thing that I have found they test for in the wastewater plants are E. coli and nitrates, which are very important because particularly high nitrates can cause blue baby syndrome and a lot of other problems. But what will this high treatment process be that they're talking about? There are so many pharmaceuticals, both legal and illegal, that are disposed of in toilets and through our bodies, plus toxic metals such as arsenic, copper, lead, mercury, cadmium, and chromium-6, and personal hygiene products. In fact, there's some companies that stopped using crushed nutshells as a defoliant in personal products, and they have substituted tiny plastic pieces which do not break down in the water, and then again, if it's processed and goes into the ground again, it comes back to us. I believe that it is very important that the water be considered one of the highest priorities that we have. And there are some examples of contamination. A former port tenant, this is from the Port of Richfield, using wood treatment chemicals contaminated groundwater beneath the Port of Richfield and the National Wildlife Refuge. Sediments of Lake River have also been contaminated. The cost of this cleanup has been estimated at $40 to $50 million. The city of Tumwater, the Palermo well field in 1993 was contaminated with trichloroethylene and was threatened by perchloroethylene. 3 of the city's 6 wells were removed from service and replaced with new wells at another location. The total cost for dealing with the solid contamination was $3.9 million. The cleanup took more than 6 years, and 3 of the city wells were closed for 5 years. In 1998, no water was found, and we had 2 domestic wells in the vicinity.
Patricia, I'm going to need you to kind of wrap it up.
I would just submit that I would hope that the consideration is given for the biomass moratorium would be given to the same thing in this regard. Thank you.
Number 14?
My name is Sherry Goulet, and I live in Olympia, 3516 Pfeiffer Road Southeast. Thank you very much for holding this hearing and for allowing me to speak this morning. I'm just not representing any organization. I guess you're lucky to have me today because I'm just one of the normal citizens who follow issues, not in the great detail that many of you apparently do. But I've appreciated particularly the testimony about the water. Makes me even more nervous than I was before. So I'm going to talk to you just as a normal citizen with not any particular depth of knowledge. Just know that ahead of time. So I'm not particularly involved in all these technical aspects of this ordinance. I do know that it's 17 years old. I've known enough there, and it's badly in need of revision. I liken it to a car, a 17-year-old car, and of course we would repair the car, and of course we must update the Critical Areas Ordinance. And what I'd like to say and make a request to the Planning Commission and to the commissioners is to follow the research. I know you're doing that, and follow the facts, and do your job to protect the critical areas of our county while honoring property rights of Thurston County residents. These are my observations, though. There is a contingent of people in Thurston County, who are monetarily supported by the Evergreen Foundation, and they seem to be motivated by fear. They fear they will lose something through the county's process of renewing and updating the mandated Critical Areas Ordinance. And my request to those who fear and oppose this process is to let go of your fear. Follow the research, don't manipulate it. Look at the facts and the law, and remember that you have children and you have grandchildren coming after you who will appreciate the gifts that you leave them. The gifts of clean water, open spaces, and a beautiful and healthy Thurston County. No one who works for the county wants to or plans to take anything away from you. What they want to do is their jobs, and they want to protect the critical areas for the generations coming after them. And believe it or not, it really is that simple. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to take number 15, and after that, we'll take a 10-minute recess.
My name is Chris Colton. I live at 209 North 6th Avenue Southwest in Tumwater, and I am speaking for myself. I grew up in Los Angeles, and I watched the open spaces disappear. I watched 2 dairy cow areas disappear into wall-to-wall housing. If you've been out to the San Fernando Valley in the past 10 years, it is wall-to-wall concrete and housing. All that's been lost. I moved here, appreciate the open spaces. I've lived here for 18 years, and I've seen the urban sprawl develop in Lacey and Olympia and Tumwater. For the past 18 years, I've commuted to Grand Mound, and I've watched the lovely pasture land turn into ticky-tacky housing. If you take Highway 99 between Grand Mound and Tenino, you can see the housing developments springing up all over the place. I respect the rights of individuals, but I believe as a society, we need to preserve the environment for our future generations. Thurston County is a beautiful place, and we need to keep it beautiful. And if that means delaying people moving down here and leaving them up in the urban sprawl of King and Snohomish County, let's do that. and let's preserve our open spaces so that we in our future can enjoy them. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. We'll take a recess.